So what happens when a totally average person goes head-to-head with a world-class athlete? I'm not talking about a video game. I mean, in real life with huge stakes on the line. Well, we're about to break down an incredible social experiment that put that exact question to the test.
I mean, it's the classic David versus Goliath story, right? We all secretly think we could give it a shot, that we could hold our own. But this whole series of challenges put that fantasy to the ultimate test, asking one simple question. If you set the circumstances just right, can an amateur actually take down a living legend?
And, to really spice things up, they threw some serious cash on the line. For the final challenge alone, the grand prize was a cool $500,000. Yeah, the stakes don't get much higher than that.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. The whole idea was actually pretty simple. Pit regular people, literally subscribers, in one-on-one challenges against some of the most famous, most dominant athletes on the entire planet. And look, we're not talking about your local club pros here. The lineup was insane. You've got Neymar Jr., you've got the GOAT of women's tennis, Serena Williams, the best shooter to ever live, Steph Curry, the Greek freak himself, Giannis. The list goes on. These are literal titans of their sports. Okay, but let's be real. A fair fight, it'd be a total blowout. It wouldn't even be entertaining. So the whole point was to level the playing field. They had to give the amateurs a fighting chance by engineering the game with some really specific rules and handicaps.
And this is where it gets really clever. Look at how they tipped the scales. Giannis had to sink 4 different shots, right? But his opponent, he just had to beat him in a race to do it. Or with Aaron Judge, the pro gets 10 swings to hit homers, while the amateur gets 20. And against Steph Curry, the kid got double the time. These weren't tiny little advantages. They were designed to be potential game changers. And that's the whole magic of this thing, isn't it? It proves that if you set the stage just right, even against a 2-time NBA MVP, the impossible, well, it might just happen.
So let's look at that Giannis challenge. The Greek freak is racing to make 4 shots, but he misses a key free throw. His opponent, Tristan, he doesn't miss. He sinks his shots, even a wild half-court heave, and just like that, walks away $100,000 richer. And Giannis? He was genuinely shocked, even said, "Man, I'm so salty right now. What an upset."
But, for every fairy tale underdog story, there were plenty of moments that were, well, a brutal reality check. A reminder of just how huge the skill gap is between an amateur and a pro. Sometimes, no amount of help is enough.
Case in point, Serena Williams. The challenge sounds simple enough, right? A team of 4 brothers just had to return 1 serve. Just 1. But they couldn't. Not even close. Her power was just on another level. It was so one-sided that one of them just flat out said, "You killed us."
Then you've got the Steph Curry challenge. They bring in Demarion, the best shooter from a local high school, and they give him double the time, a full minute to Steph's 30 seconds. But just look at these numbers. Even with half the time, Curry drains 14 threes. The pressure got to Demarion, and he only hit 9. It's just different.
And the home run derby? Oh man, this was even more of a blowout. Aaron Judge, one of the strongest guys in baseball, casually smacks 5 homers in 10 swings. His challenger, Chandler, gets 20 swings to try and beat that. And his final score? 0. A big fat 0. Not one ball went over the fence. And the list just keeps going. A pro F1 driver lapped his opponent even though the pro had to do an extra lap. A world record holder for holding his breath destroyed the combined time of 5 other people. And Joey Chestnut, the competitive eating legend, he single-handedly ate more hot dogs than 4 sumo wrestlers combined. It just goes to show you, the gap between being good and being one of the greatest of all time it's a canyon.
But all of that, it was really just the warm-up act. Everything was building to the grand finale. The biggest challenge, the biggest prize, a $500,000 shootout against a global icon, the one and only Neymar.
So here's how this was set up. It was all about escalating pressure. They start with a regular penalty kick. They both make it. Okay, move back 15 feet. Make it again. Move back another 15 feet. They were just going to keep doing this, getting further and further away until somebody cracked.
And after they both sunk shot after shot, the distance and the pressure finally took their toll. The amateur challenger, Igor, steps up, and he misses. This is it, the moment of truth. All Neymar has to do is put the ball in the net, and the game's over. He wins the $500,000 for his charity.
But then, something totally unexpected happens. In this incredible moment of pure sportsmanship, Neymar just decides the contest isn't over. He creates his own handicap, right there on the spot. He says,
The goal only counts if it hits the crossbar and goes in. He basically just gave Igor a lifeline, a second chance out of nowhere. And the drama was far from over. So, on their next set of shots, way back from midfield, Neymar takes his kick and the ball lands smack on the goal line. Now, if you know the rules of soccer, the entire ball has to cross the line. It didn't. By just inches, it's a mess. Suddenly, the door is wide open for Igor to win the whole thing.
So, can you believe this? After all that, it all comes down to one shot. Igor, from midfield, for $500,000. He lines it up, and he absolutely buries it. Just an unbelievable finish. Okay, so with that crazy ending, let's take a look at the final scoreboard for this whole thing.
All right, so here's the full breakdown. As you can see, the pros definitely won most of the time. I mean, Serena, Steph, Aaron Judge, they showed why they're the best. But just look at that amateur column. Tristan beating Jonas, another contestant getting the best of Damian Lillard, and of course, Igor's absolutely legendary win against Neymar.
And here it is in a nutshell. Out of 9 big events, the pros took home 6 victories. But the amateurs? They snagged 3 of them. 3 incredible, life-altering upsets. So yeah, the pros were dominant, but the underdogs definitely got their moment in the sun.
And beyond all the drama and excitement, there's something else that's really important to remember. Every time a pro won, all that prize money went straight to a charity they picked. All told, over $500,000 was donated to some really amazing causes. So a huge win no matter what. So after seeing all this, what does it tell us? What really separates the good from the truly great? It's clearly not just about raw talent. It's about how you perform when the pressure is on, a little bit of luck, and yeah, sometimes it's just about the rules of the game. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If the game was set up just right, who's to say you couldn't be a giant killer too?